Hi, I'm Sarah, and today I'm going to present about broca and wernicke aphasia for Miss Aina Psycholinguistics LNG4323 class. And I'm going to start with what is aphasia. It is a language disorder caused by damage to specific parts of the brain that affects your speaking, understanding, reading, or writing comprehension, especially your communication. And broca broca aphasia is the first aphasia I'm going to explain. It is discovered in the 1860s and it's also known as expressive aphasia or non-fluent aphasia, and it primarily affects speech production, making it difficult for a person to form sentences even though their comprehensive remains relatively intact. And then it is located at the frontal lobe of your brain, specifically in the posterior inferior frontal gyrus, and this area is very much responsible for language production, articulation, and grammatical structuring. And broca aphasia, when it's damaged, the brain struggles to coordinate movements needed for speech, leading to slow and broken sentences. So what causes it is mainly stroke, most common case, and then we have traumatic brain injury, brain tumor, neurodegenerative disease like Alzheimer, dementia, but mainly on dementia when it comes to broca. And then we have brain infections and inflammations. And then why does it happen is because broca area controls the muscle and neural pathway needed for speech. So that damage would disrupt the ability to form grammatically correct sentences and articulate word fluently. And then we have the symptoms and signs. So there's a few. First is speech and production, halting the effortful speech. Speech is very slow, it requires significant effort. And then we have telegraphic speech, which is sentences lack of functions word like want, food, now, like they can't really produce that much. And then we have agrammatism, which is difficulty in forming grammatical correct sentences. And then we have awareness. So people with broca are very aware, and because of the awareness, they try to self-correct all the time, and it becomes really frustrating for them, which leads to repetition, which is also another symptom, which is they have difficulty in repeating words and sentences. Like imagine they struggle verbally and then you ask them to repeat words. And then we have comprehension, which is relatively preserved, so they can understand simple sentences but struggle with complex structures. And then we have writing, so just like how they struggle verbally, they struggle through writing too. And then we have wernicke aphasia, which is named after Carl Wernicke in the 1870s because he discovered it. And it is a receptive aphasia or a fluent aphasia. Is a language disorder caused by the damage to the wernicke area in the brain, and it affects language comprehension, causing patients to speak fluently but they produce nonsensical and meaningless sentences. And then where it is at the left temporal lobe, specifically in the posterior part of the superior temporal gyrus, and this area is responsible to understand spoken and written language. When wernicke's area is damaged, the brain fails to process language properly, leading to fluent but meaningless speech. And then what causes it is very similar to broca, which is stroke, traumatic brain injury, brain tumor, Alzheimer or dementia, and brain infections. And then why does it happen? Because broca wernicke's area is responsible for processing and understanding language, and it damage prevents the brain from recognizing meaning of words, which is why they speak very nonsensical. Symptoms and signs. So the first symptom and sign is speech production, which is fluent but meaningless speech. So they are very fluent but their speech doesn't make sense. And then we have paraphrases, which is they speak another word to refer to other things. So for example, washing machine, but they refer it to television. And then we have comprehension, which is severely impaired, so they cannot follow spoken or written language, making it difficult to understand conversational instructions. And then we have repetition, so they have difficulty in repeating words and sentences because they often repeat incorrect words and jumble phrases. And then we have writing. Writing is very fluent but nonsensical, just like their speech. And then we have awareness. Unlike broca, they are very unaware, so for them we are the problem. And then Next is the comparison. So people who have broca, they speak very slow and effortful, but people with wernicke, they speak very fluent but non-sickle. And then we have grammar structure. So people with broca, they speak very short broken sentences. Meanwhile, the wernicke patients, they have long incorrect sentences. And word finding ability, for broca, they struggle to find words. Meanwhile, wernicke, they do not struggle, but they just make up words. And then comprehensionally, broca are mostly intact, but wernicke's, they are severely impaired. And then awareness of mistake, broca, they are very aware, but wernicke's patient, they are unaware. And then for affected brain areas, for broca area is the frontal lobe, and the wernicke area is the temporal lobe, but it's all on the left side. Then summary, we have it: broca aphasia, it affects your speech production, making it slow and broken, but comprehension remains intact. Meanwhile, wernicke aphasia affects speech comprehension, causing fluent but non-sickle speech. Both conditions significantly impact communication and require specialized therapy. And that is all from me. Thank you so much.